Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is August 3rd, 2021. This is episode 387. It's a doubleheader today because I got a little behind, or I didn't really get a little behind. We'll get into what I did. This is Lighthouse, and it's based on the Jules Verne story Lighthouse, which took place at the Cape Hope right around the turn of the century, of not this last century, but 1900s. It has been updated, rebooted for space, but the story, the main premise remains the same. Now, we do have the writer taking a little bit of liberties with the gender, race, and orientation swaps going on within the story, but it seems like the main story is intact and therefore it is very good. This is a recommend, by the way. The reason I'm doing two is I got on this book a little bit late, maybe a month or two late, and so I read the first issue, then went back, got the second one. They never put me on the pull list, so I missed issue 3 somehow. And when I saw issue 4 on the stands, I went back and got issue 3. So that's why you're getting the doubleheader today. All right, let's take a quick look at the covers. This is issue 3 here. They both come in at a whopping $3.99, and it's an Image comic. This is for issue 4. We have our hero, and I'm not sure why she's in the suit, because I don't believe she's in the suit at all in this issue. But she was faking her death in this issue, like being one of the floating corpses out there in space. And on this one, we do have Captain Congar on his charger, his robotic charger, trying to hunt down Maria Vasquez, war hero, but now scarred war hero, both mentally and physically. But now she's a member of the Arcadia space station team that has been taken over by pirates, and that's where we kind of pick up here. So let me start with this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at who worked on this. It's the same team all through here, which is great. It's for Anomaly Productions as far as Image goes. The story is by David Hine and Brian Haberlin. The art is Briar Haberlin, and the art is very good here. The colors are by Gerard Van Dyke, and the coloring is very good in here as well. The letters, Francis Takanagan, Naga, God. Production is Hannah Wall and Matt Hansel. The editor is Melanie Hackett. So there you go. We take up here where the pirates are actually talking to the bot they call Moses and Vasquez, and they've basically Vasquez and the bot Moses have surrendered to the pirates after trying to hide out. They also have another member here, Davis, who came off the cargo ship that the pirates had jumped as it came through a wormhole to the station. So very interesting premise. Storyline is really good. The pacing in this is very good. It reads very thorough. So this issue is more about going back and forth, giving more backstory on Maria Vasquez, how she is known as the Butcher of Calar during the Seraphim Wars, and she actually wore a Seraphim armor suit, which the pirates have confiscated off the cargo ship. So what we have is they're going to talk about putting her to trial for the deaths and maiming of many of the libertarias that were there. So first of all, they check out the suit. One of the pirates goes and uses the suit. They find out the rush of wearing this particular item. It's a symbiotic rush. They call them a Seraphim armor, and apparently they're super sensitive to the need of the driver of the armor itself, and very destructive powers, as they find out immediately. But taking the person out after they've driven, they're in this kind of euphoric state and then fall into kind of a hangover. So it is a very dangerous operation to drive one of these armored suits. Then they discuss it more, and they decide they are going to put Vasquez to trial. Meanwhile, we find out that Eck is the traitor that set up um, the whole system so the pirates come through undetected, and has been helping out the pirates. The other person, crew member, is Philippe, who has decided to go with the pirates. Just instead of being killed, they had the option of going with the pirates or being killed. She picked going with the pirates. They will not take Vasquez because she's considered a war criminal in their eyes, and Davis is just kind of a hostage at this point. She points out that there's another weapon besides the Seraphim armor on there, and this is a biological weapon that they were going to take out and destroy. But Captain Kungar doesn't believe it because he said they would just throw it all into the sun, the nearest sun, if they really wanted to destroy it. So it's just a lot of backstory because they're getting ready to put Vasquez on trial. Moses the robot will act as the defending attorney, and Dr. K, who was maimed, physically maimed. All of them are kind of physically maimed. They're all kind of deformed because of the war. They were actually able to go back to Libertaria and hide out at the end of the war. They claim that they surrendered, but that the conglomerate forces went ahead and attacked them anyway after surrendering, and killing many more and injuring many. So we get a good look of what one of them looked like before the war and what they look like now, so you can see that they are very physically affected by the conglomerate's weapons. So Vasquez has this, basically loses her trial. The art in here is very nice. The story pacing is great. They all want to execute her, but instead of that, they're going to do what they call execution by hunt. They're going to let her go out into the atmosphere, give her a 30-minute head start, and then hunt her down. That way, whoever finds her first from the group will kill her. Now let's go right back into issue 4. Picks up right where we left off on that. I know there's a lot of information on this. In fact, I wish they would have kind of given a little bit of a summary, because I didn't remember everything, especially names and whatnot. So she has fallen off their trackers, and so when the half hour starts, they have no idea where they are. She has actually gone inside the asteroid they call Arcadia, inside a tunnels that are dug out by one of the alien creatures that live in the tunnels, and then one of the alien creatures actually starts to attack her. This is where she finds out what the weapon that they gave her to fight with doesn't work. But one of the pirates has a fantastic sense of smell and was able to track her down without needing the technology tracker. So he's about to kill her. She's able to duck out of the way and use the sword that somehow she has on her. I don't know if they let her have the sword or she just hit it. And she takes over his weapon. So she's got a working weapon now, unbeknownst to the pirates. Meanwhile, back at the station ship, Moses and Davis are trying to figure out what they're going to do. Moses can't kill anybody, but Davis is able to reprogram, so she can so the robot can now take the life of another person, and this is the guard here, if it is asked to do so. Then they come up on Eck and Philippe, and they're drinking, they're living it up. They're kind of watching the hunt from the control room there. So they're not sure what to do, whether to jump them or not. They're kind of holding off for now. Meanwhile, Vasquez gets the jump on the captain here, and shows that she's got the weapon. The captain charges her. She shoots the mechanical horse, and when she goes in for the kill, suddenly the rest of the group of pirates catch up, and it's kind of a standoff for a brief time. Davis somehow is able to figure out the station's defenses, and she fires the cannon into the pirate ship which is docked at the station there. The pirates see this, and they kind of give up the chase on Vasquez, who has slipped out again, feeling that she can only stay in a certain area because she's wearing the suit, and they want to reclaim their ship, which is now on fire and is needing to be repaired. Meanwhile, Vasquez has found the suit that was the alien that was killed earlier, years earlier, where Eck took over that person's persona, I guess, as a traitor, and slipped into the, maybe a year earlier, slipped into the ship's crew, or the station's crew, unbeknownst to them, as a traitor with the pirate. Now, it seems a little odd that I don't know how he killed the other alien, and there wouldn't be any damage to the suit, but maybe she was able to repair it. I don't know. You just have to make a leap of faith on that one. So in this way, the pirates are able to locate Davis and recapture her. They string her up, and they just go on the public address for the whole remote asteroid, because they don't know where Vasquez is, and just say, if you don't come back right now, we're going to kill her in 15 minutes. So she's going to come back. She's planning on coming back. But Moses detects this. Now he has the ability to kill, and he actually sets off the I guess there's like a special laser that's above her, and he goes ahead and initiates that so Vasquez will not run into the trap, because he would have killed her. The robot, sensing that they all have a better chance if Vasquez lives. So that's where we end. We've got one more issue to go, and in the final issue, Vasquez and the Captain Conqueror go head-to-head in a battle to decide the future of the human species. The Seraphim suits are the ultimate battle armor, but wearing them means feeling the pain of every blow, and the pain only stops when one of them is dead. So I'm assuming both one of them is going to take up the suits. Here's the cover for the next issue, and there we've got, I guess, the variant issues, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's take a look real quick to see what else Image is offering. We get a preview of a thing called Truth by Iolanda Zanfardino and Elisa Bomboli. Just a quick 3-page blurb is all they give you, so you really don't know why they're being chased or why they have to do this crazy jump off a bridge. But it might be interesting. I just don't know. And finally, on the back, this October, Hellcop is coming out. It's another Haberlin and Van Dyke cover. Hellcop returns. I have no idea what this is, but they got one of those nifty unicycle type vehicles, and it looks like a dystopian future. All right, so this is a recommend. I am enjoying it. Stories are very smooth, just very consistent all the way through. Just enjoying it. Good story, good action, adventure, space, future, whatever you want to call it. So thanks for stopping by and listening to this review of this comic. As always, I gave it the, as always in the past for this one, I gave it the Indie Comics Jones Good Excavating Seal of Approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel, except no substitutes. And please please subscribe if you haven't. You can even leave comments if you wish. We'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.